I'm Cassie G, and I'm going to do my project on the I'd Like to Buy the World a Coke commercial. I'm going to start off by playing it for you.
Buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honeybees and snow white turtle doves. I like to teach the world to sing. Sing with me.
So that was a little glimpse at the 1971 commercial. Sorry, it's not the best quality, but it was done a while ago. So I just want to give you a little background on the commercial. The inspiration came from a Coca-Cola creative director, Bill Backer, and he was traveling to England to try to figure out what their next creative direction they were going to go. And he saw the trip was had some complications. Planes were missed, delayed, all of the above. And he's sitting in the airport and he saw people in a coffee shop, and they had previously been kind of irritable. And he noticed that they were all of a sudden laughing and sharing a Coke. And he realized that sharing a Coke wasn't just sharing a refreshment, it was sharing a commonality between all people. So from that, he came up with the idea, and he's quoted saying, "I could see and hear a song that treated the whole world as if it was one person." I'm not sure how the lyrics should start, but I know the last line. "I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company." So from that, he met with British rock group, the New Seekers, to come up with a song. They came up with a song, and they decided on a commercial which would feature this first united chorus of the world. And he had 40 young people from ages 15 to 19 gather on the mountaintop in Rome. And they lip-synced the song, and the ad was a success. People even, when it aired on television in the United States, people even called up to find out when the next time the song was going to happen. And also, the New Seekers made a copy of the song without the Coke in it. I'd like to have the world sing. Teach the world to sing. And it became a top 10 hit. So to emphasize how long-lasting, how relevant, and how long this has been a cultural icon, I just want to show you that it's been remade 3 times, and I'm just going to show you a little clip of one of the ads.
I'd like to buy the world a home, furnish it with love, grow apple trees, honeybees, and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect time.
So as you can see, the ad has survived through time, and so that's why I kind of chose that, is because it's continued to kind of represent some different things. Before I move on to talk about those things that I think are implied by the commercial, I just wanted to talk about Coke as an icon in general. Coca-Cola has kind of been an American icon since the beginning, but also their advertisements have always stayed pretty relevant with the cultural happening. So this 1942 ad shows it's kind of relevant to the "you can do it" thing. A woman helping out in the war effort, and then the 1963 ad is the whole race to the moon that was kind of going on during the 60s, and then the last one is a representation of what happens when you put Mentos in Diet Coke. I'm pretty sure you probably have all heard about the Diet Coke Mentos YouTube viral video that went on, where these 2 guys made these crazy things happen with Mentos and Diet Coke. And at first, Coke wasn't too fond of it. They thought they should only promote their product as something you drink. but Mentos caught on and decided to sponsor it. They realized that viral marketing is, something that's really working right now. Well, eventually Coke picked this idea up, and they also, Coke and Mentos both sponsored version number 2, where they do this whole dominoes effect. If we have time, I can show it to you on YouTube of the Coke and the Mentos Diet Coke, and I just wanted to emphasize how Coke, recognizes all the trends and recognizes viral YouTube marketing that's been going on and caught on. So the 3 implications I'm going to talk about this commercial are cultural globalization, cause marketing, and the way it's influenced how we consume music. Cultural globalization is the blending of cultural differences and kind of coming together and making not like one specific culture, but they kind of all blend together. And it's driven by communication technology. Cultural globalization has really taken on like a jump in the past 40 years, or even more now so than back in the commercial. But at the time of this commercial, it was one step in this, like, let's all come together as a world and kind of blend our cultures, and we're sharing this one practice of drinking Coke. The next thing I'm going to talk about is cause marketing, which is a type of marketing, this social or charitable cause. And it's really also hit a trend right now, as you guys know, like a lot, like all the Susan B. Komen stuff, or the red things for Gap, or the green. People like to have the cost associated with their brand. So I think Coke was kind of ahead of their time, because this ad, they donated $80,000 to UNICEF from proceeds, and also they got a lot of consumers saying, this is great that you're promoting this peace, this unity, and all of that. So it's just the beginning of a trend that's, I think, very prevalent right now and caught on. So these are some examples to emphasize how prominent this cause marketing effort has really become in recent years. You can see that Nintendo is selling even Nintendo DS Lite with the Susan B. Komen pink for breast cancer, and sold at Target, and just emphasizing how companies are now pairing up with nonprofits, just because they're also realizing the effects on consumers are so good. Consumers have said that they would like to see, or they view a brand favorably if it's associated with a nonprofit. The last sort of big implication that I'm going to speak about is the influence that this advertisement has had on the way we consume music. As we know, with like MySpace, Napster, iTunes, all of that the world is changing how music is consumed. And in the past, artists, would like sign onto a record label, then they would make a song, put it on the radio, people would find out about it, and it became popular. But now, due to the advances in technology, many more artists are able to produce their music without this, whole channel of going through the record labels and all of that, getting on, TV, and are really able to get out there. So a new sort of medium for them to get their name and to increase their sales has become TV, and that has happened with commercials. And originally it was indirect, I think, especially with the New Seekers, and even recently with the New Soul song. But indirect, that these have become big hits. But I think that there's a changing environment that is even going to become like that artists are specifically creating music for television commercials, because no one would have known. Yeah, I can't pronounce her name. Naim Yali, the Israeli artist that did New Soul, if it wasn't for the commercial with the MacBook Air. And I've even seen this with Chris Brown created his Doublemint commercial, created a song for Doublemint. So I think he's recognized that this is a way to get your name out there. And the New Seekers were kind of like unoriginal. They would probably not be known. They would never have gotten an overhead if it wasn't for this Coke commercial. And so then I'm going to just conclude by bringing it back to class. Specifically, I just found this page in the Coolin book, so I thought, just because I'm probably running out of time, I would speak about that. But the page says, the new electronic independence recreates the world in the image of a global village. I think it just kind of hits pretty keen that the new electronic at the time was TV, and you saw this global village and what kind of represents that. So, in conclusion, this represents that this commercial just represents the changing in our culture, especially with globalization, cost marketing, and the way we consume things. Thank you.
Thanks.